Yeah, Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah, I bet you back on my laptop so I can hang his phone up.
All right. Okay, everybody, hold on to your hat because things are changing. They're changing so fast. And Catherine wants to know, have you heard something about lawsuits with Amari? Well, we'll address that. Let me see who's here. Okay. Things are changing, and you all are going to be ahead of the curve, especially on LinkedIn. What I'm going to share with you will help you start the summer with explosive growth. I'm going to give you some things to do that will provide you with immediate results. But before we get into that, I have a couple of questions. So first, Catherine wants to know, have you heard something about lawsuits with Amari?
Hey, Max.
Hi, Catherine. So why are you asking the question? What have you heard something?
Well, no, I just briefly saw something on LinkedIn when I was searching for people. I mean, just literally a few minutes ago, but I didn't really look into it. I
Okay.
didn't know if you knew of anything.
Well, things change.
True.
So what I'm going to do, anytime you have a question about anything, my wife is a genius when it comes to the internet. You want to know anything, she'll be having lunch with her girlfriends. You want to know how much Brad Pitt is worth? It's on the internet. You want to know anything you want to know is here. So just type in Amare lawsuits. Okay, so this is a lawsuit filed in 2023. This was posted in this year. Now, people put up all kinds of things that could be true or not true. Now, typically, someone filed a lawsuit in 2023 claiming that Amari's actions put distributors in financial distress. Now, So, the bottom line is that from the standpoint of a lawsuit, distributors will turn around and try to sue their company, but one distributor suing a company, it's not a big deal, okay? Depending upon what they were told, the regulatory agencies look at this when a lot of people go, and so now, so there's all kinds of stuff. And now, this is not good publicity for a network marketing company. And how it affects distributors. Okay, but if we go over here to LinkedIn, we got 4,600 people there in the market. Not sure that they would be the best people to reach out to, unless maybe you share other things in common. You could literally type in the name of any company and see if there are any lawsuits out there about them. All right, now at the end of the day, it comes down to conversation. It comes down to talking to people. Right. So I was doing a coaching session with Thomas before, and there were a couple of things that I wanted to finish. So we're gonna finish it here, and you'll all benefit from this. All right. So the first thing we had to do is we had to nail down, when you ask people what they do, 80% of them are going to come back and ask you what you do. So you have to have a structured answer. Now, Thomas is just getting started in this. Now, on a daily basis, you're going to hear from people. That whenever possible, you add them. Now, notice, we went to add this person. And they're saying, For your safety, we recommend you only connect with people that you know and trust. Now, typically, the reason you get this is because somebody's complained. Now, he's in Pakistan. So the $64 question, Tom, is, does your company do business in Pakistan? If they don't, you say no, and you're done. So now looking at why is this here? Okay, there we go. Okay, so every day you're reaching out to people. Now, what you want to do is see you control everything. We go back and look in the message area here. Look at this person here. Now, is this somebody that you know? Now, she's in the Philippines. Now, to get going, sometimes we want to accept people from everywhere. But then when it comes down to actually starting a conversation, that's another story. Now, it's been some time since we connected. How have you been? Now, I would think this is one of those AI messages. So you've been connected since last year, but you've never talked. So this is coming up. She saw it. She saw it, but she didn't respond. And that's because the question, how have you been, is a question that a person who has some kind of a standing relationship with them would ask. This is a total stranger. Asking a total stranger, how have you been, is totally disingenuous. So unless you do business in the Philippines, you're not really interested in talking to her. So as you scroll down, you're going to determine who you want to talk to by the content of their profile. All right, so let's see who you're talking to here. So she attended Grand Canyon University. Of course, this is the Well Life Network. And she has the open to work frame. So what does that mean? Well, it means she's looking for a job, or it could mean that she's trying to do business for this company. Now she's been doing this for 2 years and 6 months. He sent her a message on the 17th. The next day she answered. He sent her the icebreaker. So she's always working towards creating my own business. The questions that you're going to ask come from the answers. I'm always working towards creating my own business. But you just don't want to ask a question. You want to make this conversation. You know, hey, man, I really like talking to entrepreneurial types of people. It's creating my own business. What kind of a business are you creating? Now, it doesn't matter what you do. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do. It's what they do that's important. So you say here, I'm working on that myself. What do you do? I'm an advocate. What does that entail? I am building my own case management business. Have you ever thought about doing anything else? I'm only missing funding. So what you're doing here, I want you to understand this. What you're doing here is exactly what millions of network marketers are doing every single day. If I could show you something that could provide you an income and help with your mission, would you be open to looking at it? Sure. What we talked about in boot camp, one-word answers indicate a lack of interest, preoccupation with something else. She's not writing back, oh, I would love to know about this. Maybe you could help me with my problem. No, you're getting, sure. What's worse if she just typed, okay. So now you're giving her a list, a link to your company. Same thing that I asked you before. If you had to pay $500 to send her the link to your business website, now I asked you, would you send it? And you would be in bankruptcy before the end of the month if you spent $500 sending people information on what you're trying to sell. It's all about you learning about this person, to determine, is this somebody that would get into business with you? But more important than that, what are you looking for? You're looking for somebody that's ambitious, somebody that has the skills, sales skills, training skills. They don't have to have it. I mean, these are things that you could teach. But so you sent her this. Great, thanks. Now, again, this is so typical. So this was on the 23rd. So you gave her a day. You gave her a day. And now, do you have any questions? So it says, yes, I have a question. How do Nilo provide an exclusive lifestyle membership that compounds positive high peak experiences by unifying communities and transitioning lives one at a time? Okay. Now she asked you this on the 23rd, but again, it's a flaming waste of your time. All right. Now what I'm going to do, because this would be easier. Let me go over here. And I'm going to bring up a case study. Bear with me. Okay. All right. Yeah, let me. Okay. And I'm going to come over here. Okay. Now we always talk about how you're planting seeds when you talk to someone. At the end of the day, it's always going to come down. Can you all see this? Okay, so you see me. All right, so let me. Okay, so you see that now? Okay. Now, when you're talking to people, you are going to experience the same things over and over again. Every time you make a connection with someone, you're planting a seed. All right? Planting a seed. And so this is a case study. I was working with a woman who was a pharmacist. And she connected with someone that was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. And he was also a nurse. Now, if you're building a network marketing business, there are certain professionals that are naturally attracted to network marketing. School teachers would be one, nurses, massage therapists, chiropractors. Why are they naturally attracted? Lots of different reasons. They want to make more money, they're underpaid. Show me a school teacher that's been teaching school for more than 5 years. They're all looking for something else. Because nobody told the school teacher that went to school for 4 years or 5 years or 6 years to get a degree so she could teach. Nobody told them about all of the administrative bullshit that they have to deal with, all the paperwork that they have to bring home with. Hey, I love teaching kids. I love being in class with them. I love changing them and molding them into the citizens of the future. But I hate the other crap. And so their coworkers are constantly introducing them to another business. So here's an example. The initial connection was made in November, and the prospect enrolled in the business 8 months later, the following June. Actually, it was 50 minutes of texting time took place. Sharing posts on a regular basis helped develop the relationship. So I was coaching Bunme. And, it's a process. First, you reach out, you make the connection. Then you send the icebreaker and you start a conversation. So she writes to this person, that sounds like a position that comes with a lot of responsibility. Many of the professionals that I work with on LinkedIn are nurses that want to generate an additional income source. Perhaps you know some nurses that want to make extra income. What do you know about the network marketing business model? Well, that's one way to do it. Frankly, I would have asked not about, do you know any nurses that would be interested? I'd want to know what his experience was with network marketing, but you get that information anyway. Because I've been into several network marketing models in the past. I don't think it's for me, thanks. Now remember, your job is to show people, if you believe that they're really a serious prospect, why it is for them. So I got a text from Bunme, and she said, could you help me with this one? Because I think this guy would be great. So I jumped in, and I wrote back to the guy. I hope you had a good weekend. I'm not surprised with your experiences that you've been into several network marketing companies in the past. What companies have you been with? So, Tom, it's not about you telling them about your business. It's about you learning about the other person. And he writes back, thanks for asking about my weekend. Bless the Lord. Hopefully yours was good too. Some companies I've had engaged with in the past include Youngevity, Melaleuca, Forever Living, Zervita, Prepaid Legal. I know people that have made money in all of those companies. And so I had a blessed weekend too. Why did you stop working with those companies? They're all hyped up and the promised results never materialized despite putting a lot of work in. I stopped because I cherish my integrity and credibility. So the black is me person I'm working with. The blue is the other person. I'm not surprised that you didn't do well. I talk to people all the time that went through the same things you experienced. This is the I know how you feel strategy. What prompted you to get involved with all of these companies in the first place? We know why. He wanted to make some money. And so he writes back, I was looking for additional level of income stream and wanted to stay healthier. So I type, how long ago? Now, the reason these are in red is because we always put the questions in red. So how long were you with them? Last year. Keep in mind, the shorter answers means they're not really into this. But last year is 2 words, not okay or sure. I can relate to you on that. We're all trying to stay healthy. We've seen so much. What company were you with last year? Max International. So remember, what do? We want to have conversation. And we always want to end our messages with a question. I've heard of Max International. I know someone was taking their products. Are you still taking their products? Nope. So it's all about learning. Before you're going to spend $500 to share your income opportunity, your business with someone, you better know what their circumstances are and what their experiences are. So I talk to people all the time that went through the same thing you experienced. I also know a lot of people who have experienced, have enjoyed tremendous success in network marketing. You see, to be successful in network marketing, you need 3 things. 1, you need to be working with a company that has the products or services you can be passionate about, passionate to the point you'd enjoy telling people about them without getting paid to do it. 2, you have to be working with someone that's successful, knows how to use social networks like LinkedIn and Facebook to build the business, and that's committed and dedicated to helping you succeed to build a team. And 3rd, you need to have good online tools to do it. Based on your experience and the things that you've done, I'm not surprised that you tried network marketing. Frankly, I'm also not surprised that you didn't do well either. People that have your experience are generally very successful in network marketing. You know, you have the people skills, financial skills, training skills, and leadership skills to be very successful in network marketing. But I understand why, and I understand you've had bad experience, but I also understand why. Now, would you be open to looking at another company where there's nothing hyped and you would quickly see the opportunity? We're not pushing. And more important than that, we have a system that can help you build a business virtually in an hour to a day without losing your integrity and credibility, without chasing your people, your friends, family, and spend money on advertising and buying leads. So I'd like to know more about this company if you'd like to share. Now, all of you are different, so it all depends on the business, right? So she was building LifeWave. So I'd be delighted to share the information. This is where you talk a little bit about the business. Give the name of the company, why you started using the products, what results you've had. So I started using the products 10 months ago as a result of my injury that affected my brain. I couldn't maintain my balance. I had issues with light sensitivity. I was dizzy all the time. Had constant headaches, stamina issues, and had mental clarity issues when it came to working or talking to others. The time I spent working with therapists was not helping. When my husband's business partner suggested or recommended her LifeWave products to me, I was desperate for relief and began using them. Within a week and a half, I regained my balance and stamina, and my other problems started resolving. Here's a link to my website. Now, you're going to find this is the easiest and least expensive way to start a business with products that you can truly be passionate about. It has no limits on how big it gets. If I didn't think you'd be successful, I wouldn't be talking to you about it now. And now, again, this is your project launch script. I usually don't do this because we haven't had much time to learn about each other. But since time is of the essence and you have the people skills, financial skills, training skills, and leadership skills to be very successful in my business, again, I'm about to launch a special project to help 2 people become top earners and leaders in my company using LinkedIn in the next 90 days and earn. This is where you have to know about the other person. Now, how do we know about these skills? They're on his profile. Would you like to know more about how we can get started making some income? I know you'd enjoy working with me. When would you have time to go over the details? I'll take a look. Now, this is where you have to exhibit patience. So first, we send them motivating image, the 3 C's of life: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And then a couple of days, I'll get a great day. I just discovered that on LinkedIn, there are 27,000 nurses looking for an opportunity to make extra income that are eager to talk to me. I look forward to working with you. Hope you have a nice day. Send them another positive message, empowering those around you to be heard. Then begin a process of sending thoughtful images. Integrity, insight, and inclusiveness are the 3 essential qualities of leadership. Hope you had a nice weekend. I thought you might like this. And he writes back, thanks for sharing. So again, now we start posting and we start sharing posts with the person. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain ways to succeed is always to try just one more time. And then let's begin a process. By the way, 3 months went by, and every week we're sending him a message. We don't grow when things are easy. We grow when we face challenges. Now, these are all gifts. They're moving images. Leadership and learning are indispensable. Wanted to share this with you. Thanks. So we're communicating. We're going back and forth. Babe Ruth quote, you just can't beat the person who never gives up. It's Friday. How are you doing? And again, and they're both religious, so reference to God is coming back and forth in their quotes. And then after the post, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. Now he comes back and he says, my main concern is, why are these products not readily marketable at stores if they're producing such life-saving outcomes? I honestly still struggle with MLM types of businesses. Your job is to show people how working with you is going to solve their problem. When somebody asks you a question, you have to answer it. Now, the wonderful thing is, I've got the scripts. As a matter of fact, Bunny from this went on to recruit like crazy because you can use these same things over and over again. So I wrote, I understand why you're mentally struggling with the MLM business model, considering all of your previous MLM experiences. Remember, at one point in time, so did I. This is the feel, felt, found strategy. The answer to your question as to why our products are not readily marketable at stores, since they produce such high quality, high grade, life-saving outcomes, is simple. When a company has developed a product, there are 2 ways to bring it to market: MLM, or attempt to retail the product through retail stores. The MLM model is less expensive for the company and produces faster results than retail. MLM appeals to many companies as a way to get their products in front of customers and more quickly with less overhead compared to a traditional retail model. By relying on direct selling to consumers, MLMs grow through expanding networks of independent distributors faster than if they were just sitting on a shelf. And then we send along this gift. Focus on where you want to go, not where you are. And then once a week, it always seems impossible until it's done. And then she shared that faith consists in believing when it's beyond the power of reason to believe. And once a week, she's not trying to sell, building a relationship. Jen says, thought to a good friend, I thought you'd like it too. And then, Memorial Day weekend, 8 months later. Want to wish you a safe Memorial Day weekend. May God continue to bless and be with you for your service. How have you been doing? Right after the Memorial Day weekend, he signed up in the business. Now, in my scripts book, we have another example of one of my students that reached out. It's again, remember, it's all about conversation. It's all about you talking to people and learning about them. So here's a classic example. This was somebody that I was working with who was building an Isagenix business. Let me come back over here. And this is an example in the scripts book. And by the way, so it's right here. When a prospect says, I've been approached by many people. So Zyla was talking to someone that works for Verizon, working with 2 stores. And she comes back and she says, with all your experience in sales, have you ever got involved with a network marketing company? And he writes back, I've been approached by many people, everything from makeup to CBD oil, Primerica. What is it you offer? I'm not opposed to hearing about it. Let me know. Maybe it's something I would enjoy doing. She didn't know what to say. And by the way, she used this script. Thousands of people have used this script to rank advantage. So I got a text, help. I jumped into her account in the morning and I wrote, I'm not surprised that other people are approaching you. With your proven track record of working with people. Again, all of this information came off his profile, came up in the conversation. With your proven track record of working with people, helping them become passionate about their work, building teams, you'd be very successful in any network marketing company you work with. Now, you hit the nail on the head with your comment about being passionate about the products, because that's the key to being successful in this kind of business. As I'm sure you're aware, there are thousands of companies out there with all kinds of products and services. I'm working with a company called Isagenix and was initially a customer of their products. As a result, I lost almost 40 pounds, increased my stamina for working out, and I've never been healthier. As a result of my experience with the products, this is where you tell your story. As a result of my experience with the products, I naturally got excited about the income opportunity that comes with building a team of motivated and ambitious people who want an unlimited opportunity to earn as much money as they want. Project launch. I'm about to launch a project to work with 3 people that have your level of team building experience and help them go to the top of the company fast. And I'd be delighted to share the details of how we'd be working together to make it happen. I want you to keep in mind that this man has spent the last 10 years, first working for Verizon, then working for T-Mobile. So we sent him the image. If you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to help them build theirs. And then the last thing I typed was, perhaps this is a time in your life to stop making the mobile carriers who work for rich. Start building your own team of motivated entrepreneurs. Help all of them become rich, building their own business. I'm confident you'd enjoy working with me. Would you be interested in learning the details of how we would work together? Let me come back over here. And so this is Isla. This is her profile. She doesn't say anything about being in Isagenix. And during one of our morning, actually it was a morning Ask Max session, she calls in right after she finished signing this guy up. And this is what she had to say. And this is important for all of you to hear.
Hey Max, how's it going?
Hi, Goliath. Things are going really, really well. How are things going with you?
Good. I always have you on in the background. You're like my little motivation, and then if I get stuck, I can pop over and say, Max.
So you're signing somebody up now?
Yeah, I just finished it. He was someone that I was sure was going to sign up, and I would call this one about as textbook as you make them. I'm pretty excited to have him on my team.
Mm-hmm.
But when he wasn't hesitating, but it just took him a bit to kind of like let everything sink in and figure out really what was going to be happening. And it's interesting. I used on text messages back and forth exactly the same strategy that we use here of just continuing the conversation, ending with a question, giving them a reason to text me something back, even if it was, "What did you do for this weekend?" I wrote back to him. I was like, "Sure, wish you were in my business this week," because it has just exploded. Which is true, it has exploded. Thank you to all of your help. And he texted me this morning and said, "Okay, this is it."
So tell me about your exploding business.
Yeah, so one of the people that I enrolled from LinkedIn, again, I literally followed the script. I just went right down your script book for it was an unhappy network marketer, and she came over, and within the first 2 days, she rank advanced. And one of the people that she brought on within 24 hours, she ranked advanced. And they both are just calling me out of the blue this week. "Oh, you're enrolling somebody else." And, I asked them, "Do you need help? Do you need me to do anything?" "No, we've got it all figured out." And the original one I enrolled, she's about to rank advanced again, which is also really great for me. But, I can't even keep track. I don't even know who's, it's like, so I think we just brought in like 9 or 10. I was counting up with my husband last night. 9 or 10 people they just brought into the organization within, 10 days, and which is more people than I can keep up with, they're fine. Everything is all set up for them. There's nothing for me to do but to just be here as a support and show them, I've shared with them the scripts, what I do. I've been on the phone if they've needed me to, but it's just, it's the first time since I've been in this business that I understand what's happening with network marketing. Like you can't grow the business if you don't have people growing under you. And if you don't have a way to reach out to people who are business builders, then you're just going to be like a hamster in a hamster wheel, just enrolling people over and over. When I'm approaching people on LinkedIn, you see, I don't talk to them about the products until we've already discovered that they want to talk about the business. That's just a whole different way to do the business. This is doing the business. This is it.
You went to my boot camp, you got my courses. How did working with me one-on-one help you?
A few things. One, it helped everything go a lot faster. You and I were able to get through, what it would have probably taken me a month to go through just on my own through the boot camp. So that's one thing. But mostly I think it's helped me with the confidence, just practicing it through with you, sitting with you, watching you go through my account, talking to, helping me type out these messages, helping me figure out exactly the wording. Because now I have it in my account so I can go through, and I do this all the time. I copy and paste a message, when there's something that's very similar or something I can use. I know what I'm doing now. Could somebody figure this out on their own by just reading through? Sure, it would take time, and that's okay. Like, if you've got time, I didn't have time. I've got a fire under me. I've got a reason for building this business fast. Some of you, if you're out there just kind of doing this part-time as something you enjoy, then maybe you do have time. But this is keeping me from going back into a traditional job and we have 3 children and we want them to go to private school. So we have a reason for working this really hard and wanting it to be incredibly successful and fast. And that's what you get from working with you, and just a lot of the hand holding. I needed that in the first few weeks. This is a brand, it's not new to talk to people, but it's just a new way. When for the last 8 months I was taught by my upline, a certain way. And I was basically vomiting information on people, and those of you out there who are doing that, you know how well that works. It doesn't. And so yeah, you just need a little bit of time. And there have been a few times where Max has had to go into my account and, oh, what did you write, Zyla? And that's okay. And so that's what it's great for of having that private session, is that he can go through and really help you take a step back and breathe and figure out the right way to talk to somebody.
So, I mean, you're sitting here with confidence because you know exactly how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next answer.
Right.
Thank you. You've made this so fun. And I say this to people a lot of my team when they ask why I use LinkedIn. My time is so precious, and I have very specific chunks of time that I can use to work on the business. It's mostly during my baby's nap time. And so I have to really stay focused, and I have to be able to use my time so productively. And this gives me that chance to be proactive. Now I can reach out to as many people as I want. I can have the question, I can have all of these conversations. It's just the way it would be if I were at a cocktail party. You have a conversation. If it's not going anywhere, you just say, all right, thanks, enjoy your evening. You just walk on, and that's it. And so I'm not wasting my time, their time. I can have, 10 to 15 of them at a time going on every day, or if I'm in a carpool line picking up my older kids, I can quickly send a quick note back and keep the conversation going. So you've just made it so I can use my time wisely and only, I'm just talking to the people where it makes sense to talk to them, and I don't waste more time. So anyway.
Now,
yeah.
when did you get started in your business? Was that October, November?
When I started with Isagenix business, it's been almost a year. This April. So let's call it a year. And then I started with you in January.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning the business. I'm brand new in network marketing. I'm just 1 year in it. So I'm not disappointed for where I am, but wow, this is so much better. And if somebody had showed me this, if I had learned your way from day one, I'm not going to look back and imagine where I would have been, but I'm getting there now. So
Now, let me come back over here because I've got some screen. Okay, now, LinkedIn has added a lot of new features. And I am excited. I got to tell you, the adrenaline is just flowing through my veins, my body. I'm not sure it goes through your veins. We're getting ready to release our upgraded digital home study training program, Endless Free Leads. This is a program that's been around for maybe 15 years. That is for the person that wants to work at their own pace, do it from home. It includes our Cracking the Social Network code. So it's going to be coming out with a 2nd edition. It's going to include our updated profile guide that comes with Bootcamp, and our brand new social networking scripts book, which is frankly what I'm excited about the most. So this is going to be released, I think, by the end of next week. Bootcamp is going to have finally, but the difference between the two, with Endless Free Leads, you know, you do it at your own pace. For those of you that are in a hurry, you want to go quicker, then we have boot camp. In boot camp, you'll get the profile guide, you'll get the scripts book, but the difference is you're working with me in a group setting. You'll watch me help people set up their profiles. So it's 4 steps: create, connect, communicate, and close. Now, we also, for those of you that are repeat students, it's all about repetition and mastering the information. So we have our 90-day boot camp challenge where you'll work with me over 3 boot camps. And I got to tell you, we're going to teach you all how to engage people in conversations and close sales. And once you learn it, we give you the scripts, and then of course there's coaching. Now with coaching, it's a lot faster. Instead of putting in roughly, there's 4 boot camp sessions that run about 2 hours, 2.5 hours each, 8 hours. And we throw out a lot of information. When we work together one-on-one, I am in your account and I'm reaching out to your prospects. I'm giving you things to do. And the other thing that I'm absolutely wild about is my chatbot. And so what you're all going to be able to do, we've taken my scripts, we've taken every case study, every training that I've ever done, we've loaded it into this computer. And so you're going to be able to go here and get the information you need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Actually, I got a better one. What do I say to a salon owner pop it in there? All right, so we're going to give you the script to use. And once you develop the conversational flow, you're going to use it over and over and over again. And that's where what we call max GPT. And so you're all familiar with Chat GPT. It's amazing how things work out. And so there are going to be 2 opportunities using Chat GPT. One, obviously, is going to be to prospect and recruit. A few years ago, actually, a few years ago, there was an affiliate program that talked about GPT income. What did GPT stand for? Get paid today. I was working with one of my students this morning and it came up and holy smokes, the timing for this is perfect. So how do you use Max GPT to get paid today? Well, I've created an affiliate program. And so when you're talking to, I can't get into it because I'm over time, but basically, and the approach they used was when you're talking to somebody that about buying your products and they don't want to buy them, well, some people are going to want to buy the products, but what if they don't? What if you're doing something else? So you're going to be able to approach other network marketers. And you could tell the ones who are not having any luck or any success just by reading the contents of their profile. But let's say you're talking to a network marketer and they don't want to buy your products. Okay? You're still going to be able to make money by promoting my chatbot. So every time you talk to somebody and they buy a subscription to the chatbot, it's going to be $19.97 a month. They subscribe to it for a year. We give them 10. We give them 2 free months, and you make a 33% commission. So you're making $66 every time you talk to somebody, and they sign up for their Max GPT. It's something that I've never wanted to do. I didn't want to make promoting my program an income opportunity for people. I wanted you all, what I teach will help all of you become outrageously successful in whatever business you're in. And that was always my focus. And over the last few years, I come to realize that 70% of the people in network marketing are orphans. They struggle. They don't have anybody to work with. They don't have anybody to help them. And so last year, I started to float the idea with a number of company managers, company owners, and top distributors about their interest. And to my surprise, they were all excited about it. But I needed to have something that would generate immediate results. The reason being that the other systems that were out there that were being promoted required a lot of effort, a lot of work. So typically people would buy into the program and they may or may not join the company, but at least they bought the program. But within 30 or 60 days, they quit because it was too complicated. This is outrageously easy. So I got to tell you something. I am blown away by what it's going to do. I've just updated the scripts book, and in our June boot camp, which starts on the 6th, you're going to have the opportunity to start learning how to put all of this together. Now, tomorrow I'm finishing up with 2 coaching students. So if there's anybody here that really wants to go fast, because it only takes me 5 hours, teach any of you the basics, the fundamentals, then it's a matter of you going to town, talking to people. Write to support@maxsteingart.com, put in the subject line coaching, and one of my coaching people will call you up and explain the program. So Tom, what I hope you've learned today is, number one, you got to stick to the scripts. And of course, I just gave them to you today. So moving forward, if you follow the scripts exactly, the next time we have a coaching session, I'm going to log into your account. I just want you to do the first second message, maybe the third, and wait for me. I'm going to log back into your account. I'm going to write back to all of those people. I'm going to show you the pattern and how the whole thing works. Then we want to establish some realistic goals and help you move to the top of your company by the end of the year.
Trump on search for counts of guilty.
You're kidding.
34 out of 34 guilty.
For those of you that have been following the news, my wife came in to interrupt me that the New York jury convicted Trump on 34 counts. News is going to be interesting the next couple of days. Actually, it's going to be interesting all the way up until we vote. Any of that. Until next time, best of luck in building your business. April, I was jammed today, but I'll give you a call right after this is over. Talk to all of you next time.